how do you, um, and if you answer this one, but how do you pay for this? Do you pay for this per click or whatever? Because that's, like most advertising sites will say, oh, you pay per click or something. Do you know how you pay for this?
So
Um,
yeah, so the buying model is on impressions. It's not necessarily on clicks, and which is fairly standard in the industry. I think you know
yeah,
when you look at something like this, I wouldn't honestly get bogged down on how do you buy. But again, for information, it's typical CPM buys because it's based on number of impressions. Of course, you calculate the clicks further on and you calculate the cost of it, but I don't start with that for something like this. It's not
yeah,
like it's not search, it's not linear search. Um,
yeah,
we're also actually advertising on Chat GPT. Now we're testing that out in a few markets where it's available. Again, though, ultimately your aim is to reach the right audience and generate an action, which is a click. But you don't start with that. So for
yep,
information, yeah, it's a CPM buy. And we do actually generate high quality traffic coming to our website from here, um,
yeah.
without getting into many numbers.
Yeah, and also I think it's important because I, as a marketer, like appreciate this as well, is PeerSpot does not um, offer this to multiple vendors at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in the case of Everpure, who is currently doing this, they're not competing with another vendor to actually be popped up and shared as that sponsored. That is a dedicated sponsored that's rendering.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh, got to compete, I got to pay more because someone else is paying for it or
Yeah.
anything. It's you pay for the presence and you get that presence and you don't have to compete against another vendor to be shown up as the third option in the event that you're
Yeah.
not currently being compared. And that's a little bit of a different model too, right, Rohan, from that
Yeah, yeah,
standpoint.
yeah. Which is I agree with you, which is a different model and has its own value because it is prioritizing and incentivizing people who are early movers. Uh, and it also helps you to cement your place. It helps you to kind of try and get into a position where you can own a certain product category, for example. So I think it's basically is valuing consistency over time. And that's what we are trying to sum up. So what you see on the screen. So Flash Array is one of our primary Flash products, which competes with similar products from some of our competitors uh, and partners. I mean, for example, Nutanix and Red Hat have solutions, but they're also our partners, so always complicated. But so hence we want to own that mind space for our product against competition, and hence PeerSpot has that uh, uh, model wherein at a given moment of time only one advertiser is allowed there. So that helps you to kind of value your consistency and as I said, own some mind space over time.
I had just real quick, like a
Mhm.
two-part question for you, Jennifer, that came in.
Okay, thank
It
you.
was about this. It said, who can launch paid campaigns on PeerSpot? And also, do we have to have any reviews to be able to participate in sponsor comparisons, or is there any other requirements for doing this?
Okay, so I'm going to answer the second one first. So there's actually two tracks that people can take. And you can do like the peer intent, what we call peer intent in our lead gen program and those type of things, the lead generation program. You can do that without requiring being a participant in our what we would call our review program. Okay. So that is independent. And just to be very clear, is that you don't have to pay to have reviews on PeerSpot, but we do have a program that we help people get reviews. We can also help them license that reviews to get things like the customer story that Rohan had shared with you on the next slide, and to be able to use that content. So the more of getting the reviews and using the content reviews, that's separate from leads, but you do not have to have the review program in order to take advantage of generating leads, which is shown here. What was the first one, my friend?
Oh, just who can launch a paid campaign, and also do you have to have reviews to have a sponsor comparison?
Okay, if you say who, I believe that would be in the context to if you're I mean, really any vendor, anyone that has a listing um, on PeerSpot. If you don't have one, we can also help you get the listing. But anyone that has a listing on PeerSpot can participate in this program. You'll find that we're more inclusive than we are exclusive. So if you're listed and you want to be part of this, boom, you can actually, participate in the program.